Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Marketing Minute. I'm your host, Adam Small, and with me, as always, is Doug Carr.
Hello, sir.
Hey there, Doug. How you doing today?
Fantastic.
Great. You and I were talking earlier about Facebook's new feature, recommendations.
Yeah.
Right? And we kind of decided it would be a good idea to do a podcast on reviews and recommendations and how that can impact your being found online. So let's start right off with that. First of all, there are a lot of review opportunities out there. Can you just name a few?
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, Facebook Business has it. Google My Business has it. Yelp.
Right.
Angie's List.
Any other number of
Home Advisor.
Things out there, right?
Yeah, there's a plethora of them.
Okay, so how does that impact your visibility online? How do those reviews that are left impact your visibility?
Well, each review site is obviously fighting for search as well, right?
Right.
So if I was looking for a real estate agent in Indianapolis, there's a lot of review sites that want to win that term because they want people to go through their site, then they can charge advertising and all of that stuff. But the fact is that you as a real estate agent could win that term as well on your own. But the hard part is you have to have reviews in order to do that.
Right.
And so I'll give a perfect example. Google, for example, if you add any geolocation capability. So if you do a search and say near me or near Greenwood or
so
near
like real
Fishers,
estate agents near me.
Yeah. If you said real estate agents near me, you're indicating to Google that you want to use your location and find those agents. What pops up isn't an ordinary search engine result page. What pops up is what's called the map pack.
Right.
And so you'll see a map and it'll have all of the markers in it and it'll list, all the businesses. Well, the businesses that rise to the top of that rise to the top based on reviews.
Okay.
It's not cut and dry that if you have all the best reviews, you're going to be number one. But it's basically the pace at which you get reviews, how often you get good reviews.
That mystical algorithm that Google uses, right? They've got a review algorithm that takes all sorts of things into account.
Yeah, and so we did a test with one of our local customers. They do roofing and siding, and we started up with a service, and I'll just name it. It's called Get 5 Stars, and we were able to email basically 1,000 of their previous clients, and the system does a nice job of trickling out requests for reviews.
So it didn't do it all at once. It didn't send out 1,000 emails for reviews.
Exactly.
Right.
And so it just sent out a couple a week, and asked people for reviews. Well, lo and behold, these guys are popping up now in every single local search.
Right.
And they're getting a lot more business to their website, because of it, and a lot more phone calls straight from that page as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So even though the agent doesn't own, in this case, your customer doesn't own the review site,
right,
they're still winning the review search because of the service and the manner in which it handles reviews and then posts the reviews online. They're basically winning an entirely separate search from what their primary business is.
Exactly.
So it's another opportunity for them to win big online.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And I think you're going to see the same thing. The reason why Facebook is starting to change its algorithms and everything, or its features around its recommendations, is the same reason. Right? They want you to go to Facebook to look for a real estate agent near you, and right now that's not happening.
Right.
But if they start building up these recommendations really well, people are going to start, making that activity on Facebook as well.
Right, and that's Facebook's objective, is to drive as much traffic as they can to their site, and that way they're proving value to their advertisers and to even people that aren't advertising but that have a Facebook page or whatever it is. A lot of real estate agents, in this particular case, but there are any number of businesses that could benefit from that. So,
and of course, Facebook also will sell you an ad when someone reviews you. So
really?
Yeah. So as a business, you can actually place an ad when someone's reviewing you as well.
So you can boost that review into other people's
into
feeds.
An upsell or whatever. So the thing here is social reviews are having a significant impact on your search engine optimization. You know, if you can find your business, the one is Google My Business. If you don't have a Google My Business page, oh my gosh, go get one today.
Get one, right?
Get verified, you know, everything else. That'll drive business back to your website,
right?
Or the phone number, you know, where people can reach.
Yeah.
And then, but the next thing is you have to have an active methodology for collecting reviews. So
and making them a regular part of your business.
Right. Each site has a distinct URL to submit a review.
Yeah.
So like I think I think it's right, but if you go to your Facebook page and then type /review in the URL or /reviews, I think you'll get to the page where it's all reviews where someone can leave one.
Oh,
and
interesting.
So the cool thing is if you don't want to do it with a third-party service, you can, you know, basically, you know, have a program yourself that, you know, let's say you close on a house,
right? You
know, you can send your person and say, hey, you know, if you really appreciated the business, that I would really appreciate if you posted a review on any one of these sites.
Right.
And the more you're posting those reviews, the greater your reputation, the greater your visibility, and obviously more people are going to be calling on you based on them.
Right. Very interesting. So that kind of covers, you know, why the reviews are important from a social perspective. Is there anything else that reviews are, you know, quote unquote good for?
Well, I do think that there's people that, and there's a couple of things. One is if you get a bad review, it's a great opportunity publicly to take care of the client as well.
Right.
I think the fear that people have of collecting reviews is, oh my God, what if I get a terrible one?
Right.
Well, if you get a terrible one, what your visitors are able to see is how you took care of the issue.
How you addressed it.
Yeah.
You know, were you professional and said, hey, sorry, we own that, and let's see what we can do to fix this, right?
I think the majority, I won't say everybody, but the majority of consumers understand that businesses make mistakes.
Right.
But they you know, that's what they love about Amazon's return policy, right? It's no questions asked. You know, what they want is that type of customer service. And so the thing to remember is if you get a bad review, it's an opportunity for you to publicly show how great a company you are
by fixing whatever the issue was, right?
Exactly. And so when do you get to do that? You know, when someone's screaming at you on the phone, you know, get that opportunity to publicly show, you know, how good a company we are. So send them a gift card, send them a gift basket, you know, thank them, apologize, you know, whatever it takes. And I think people underestimate the impact of that. So all 5-star reviews, if most people see that on a page, they're going to ignore it. They're going to think it's fake or bots or bought or something. But when you see those, you know, 4.2 stars and you filter down to the 1 star and you see, oh, they made it right.
Yeah.
You know, now you're going, they sound like reasonable people that I'd like to work with.
Right, exactly. So, you know, funny you bring up stars and reviews, right? Because from what I was reading about Facebook's recommendations, they're actually just going to a yes or no categorization there. Yes, I would recommend this, or no, I would not. It's as simple as that. So what kind of impact do you think that has on the social proof and viability of reviews?
Well, the other thing they're doing with it is they have the keywords too. So you select like what keywords you want to use, you know, like whether it's coffee shop or this or whatever.
Right.
And so that's an interesting thing too. So you're getting recommended for a specific service. Or product, which is kind of intriguing.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I think that's a good way of doing it.
Well, and I think that it's an interesting thing because, you know, the stars kind of gives you a lot of granularity and being able to say, well, this is a rating, how good or great they are.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, a lot of times stars is really subjective. You know,
it's always subjective.
I've seen 5-star reviews where the person said would not recommend.
But that points to exactly why you should have an active program to get reviews.
Exactly.
Because if you have an outlier that's a 1-star, now you suffer under that, you know. And so people do, trust me. We had on Google My Business, we had a 1-star review once, and it was with a client that we pulled out all the stops for. It was multiple change requests, everything else, and we did it. And they grilled us. They gave us a 1-star because it took so long and everything else. And I wrote them back and publicly,
right.
And I said, here's the process that we went through. You signed a contract for this, and we gave you X, Y, Z, everything else. Well, eventually they deleted the review,
right.
And it was because, I was just being honest with them and saying, look, we did everything that we possibly could.
Right.
And I didn't mind putting that out there so that other people saw that I was reasonable.
Right. Well, and a lot of times, that response is really most important, whether you or not you actually fixed it.
Yeah.
Because in this particular case, there wasn't much you could do to fix
right.
their issue, but you still addressed it.
Right.
So that's great. So what could a realtor do in order to help generate more reviews?
Actions that I would take. Let's say you're a real estate agent. The action that I would take is after you close, I'm sure you have a small list of things that you do, whether it's send a gift basket or a thank you card or an email or whatever. Go find out what those review URLs are for your business. You can look them up and then place those links in that email.
Right.
Right. Just add another section, say, if you appreciated my business, we'd appreciate if you reviewed me.
Right.
And something as small as that can make a huge impact.
Huge impact.
And if you want a bigger program or whatever, there's plenty of places out there to look at that.
All right, Doug, great. Got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, this has been the Real Estate Marketing Minute. Thanks for listening. If you like what you hear, don't forget to click like or subscribe.